Welcome to Boss Up Goddess. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I go live every day to share tips with you to help you live bigger, better, and bolder. I often have amazing guests who come on and share their wisdom, but tonight I am solo and I want to share a secret with you. It's something that I just discovered, and it's really adding these really magical moments throughout my day. It's called micro mindfulness. I love the concept of mindfulness. It's like really paying attention and being in the moment and savoring the sensory extravaganza of life, right? But I found myself like I'm super busy. I have a lot going on. Today, for example, filmed an episode of My Healthy Mind, the show that I've been co-hosting for almost 6 years, and we talk about mental health, addiction, abuse, and we were nominated for an Emmy Award for a show where I interviewed a woman who survived human trafficking and is now an advocate for survivors. So we taped a show this morning. It was amazing because we hadn't been in the studio for a while because of COVID, and just being around people and feeling safe with all the protocols was just amazing. I put on some high heels and some pantyhose and a dress, makeup. It was awesome. And it's all for a positive, powerful mission. So my point is that I'm super busy. I have that. I'm working on multiple books that we're publishing. I'm writing several books. I'm a book coach. I'm in multiple personal development coaching, business coaching programs where I'm learning. I'm like a massive student right now. So I'm really busy. Okay. And it can be overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh, the day is just packed and it's full 7 days. I have all this to do. And so in order to make each day not feel like a runaway train, I have devised this system of micro moments that is really amazing. And it makes me have like these little pops of bliss throughout the day. So, for example, here's one. Wait, let me define it. Micro moments, micro mindfulness, pops of bliss. It's like taking just a nanosecond to acknowledge some kind of sensory extravaganza that's happening at the moment. Okay. So, for example, the other day, I just became super aware of the feeling of the pen rolling across the piece of paper and like making a mark, and the sensation of my fingers gripping the pen. And it's like, we don't think about stuff. We're just doing. We're just, okay, take notes. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Fast, right? No, slow down. Marvel. I've been marveling at stuff. Marvel at how the pen, like a thought comes in your head and it goes down your arm to your hand, and then you write, and then there's words on the piece of paper. Like I'm writing on paper. It's amazing. So if you become that micro aware of the little things we do all day long, it's awesome. It makes you feel like you're really engaged in the 3D of life. And so another one is my coffee ritual. Now, I already was super loving that morning and afternoon, my cup of coffee. But like when you really get into it, like shut out the world, don't take any calls, put your work away for 5, 10 to 15 minutes, sit, hot coffee, hot cup, pretty cup, steamy, dreamy, creamy, yummy. I enjoy it so much that I use a spoon to spoon up each hot, swirling gulp of coffee with my organic half and half and the coffee beans that I grind the night before and put in my French press and then heat up the next day. So it's like super high octane coffee. Ooh, it's so good. And then I use my organic half and half, so it gets really creamy, and I like it really hot and steamy. So I spoon it up and I savor the taste. I savor the texture of the creamy, creamy coffee taste. I savor the sensation of the warmth going down my throat and into my stomach. I savor the stillness around me that I create during my coffee break, where it's me at the breakfast bar in the kitchen with my cup and my spoon. It's really awesome. Life can be very stressful and hectic, and taking these moments is so powerful. Okay, so then just the whole sensation, and then of course getting the sort of caffeine buzz from the coffee, and then I go right, and my brain is just popping. It's awesome. I love it. And then when I'm done, though, the cup is really hot. So I just kind of hold onto the cup and feel it against my palms. And I just savor that sensation of my hot coffee cup, and it's silver and it's got these like little textures around the side. So I just put my fingers around it and I just savor the sensory extravaganza of my coffee. And to anybody who thinks this sounds frivolous, I don't care. It makes me happy for a few minutes and then I get back to work. So let me share some other ways that I savor the sensory extravaganza of life in these micro moments of mindfulness. Blankets. When you have a really warm, fuzzy, soft blanket, like, okay, we toss the blanket over us when we're on the sofa or in bed or in a chair. But what if you just really stopped? Like I always have my blankie here. What if you really just, whoops, stopped and like really feel the texture of the soft blanket? Like when you're going to sleep and you just feel it against your skin, or you just lie on the sofa. Because when I meditate, I cover myself with a blanket and so I stay super warm when I ascend into the divine realm to connect with on a shamanic journey. You got to stay warm when you're traveling into another dimension. So anyway, um, savoring all those wonderful sensations. But you can get even more basic than that. Like since I started doing this, water tastes better. So this is my favorite brand of water. It's called Eternal. It's just like the purest, cleanest water I've ever had. And so, like one sip, it has no taste. It's just pure, like clean and refreshing. So, savoring the taste of water or lack thereof, and just the freshness of it and the refreshingness of it is amazing. But who does that? Well, usually, I'm thirsty, gulp down some water, or begrudgingly gulp down some water. If you feel like you're supposed to drink water, it becomes a chore, an obligation, and that's not fun. So, if you drink the water and you really love it, it makes you feel awesome. And I interviewed Deanna Lyons, a mindful eating coach, yes, here on Boss Up Goddess. And she said that the emotions that you're feeling while you're consuming food and drink affect your overall well being, mental, physical, and spiritual well being, because the emotion gets digested with whatever you're consuming. Therefore, if you ingest water or food in a spirit of bliss and gratitude, then it's only going to rejuvenate you and revitalize you all the more. So I like that idea. So then there's other things you can do to enjoy the sensory extravaganza of life in these micro moments of mindfulness. Some of them that I enjoy, and again, it takes a second. That's the thing. It only takes a second. And the more of these little pops of joy you have through the day, the better your day is going to be. So listen, love essential oils. I interviewed Ellen Schweikert here on Boss Up Goddess. She's an essential oils expert, and she's a doTERRA representative. So we talked about the power of essential oils for our overall wellness. And I love clary sage, which sage, oh my God. Sage is used for clearing energy, and Native Americans use smudging practices, and other people in spiritual practice use sage sticks to use the smoke to cleanse the energy of a space. Well, Oh my gosh. If I get an annoying phone call or if I feel agitated, I take a whiff of this. Oh my goodness. It clears my mind, okay? And it's healthy and it's awesome. Another thing that I do that gives me these little pops of bliss is to play with my crystals. I have a whole crystal collection here on my desk. This is sodalite, which is all about confidence and whole lot about a lot of other good qualities, and it actually has a partner. So I have two. So sometimes, as a grounding exercise, I can hold these two crystals in my hands and it's like grounding me. And I feel really good because these are rocks. They're from the earth. They're beautiful and they have special healing properties to boost your confidence and overall wellness. And so I literally will hold onto these rocks and they help me concentrate. They're cool against my palms. So I love the sensation of that. And it's just, a wonderful little thing that I do here at my desk where I spend many hours every day to feel better. Another thing that I do is that I really enjoy my food. It's really easy to just gulp down your food and then you might not even remember what you ate. Okay? No, don't eat your desk. I go to the table. I set the table for myself alone. I prepare foods that I love. I prepare them in a beautiful way so that I can enjoy the visual, the scent, and of course, the spices, which I love the spices and all the textures. So, really becoming mindful of the food and each taste and each texture and how it's making you feel. And a really cool thing is it makes you feel more satisfied. And this is the what thing that blows my mind is I actually stop eating when I've had enough. The fat girl me, the girl who was addicted to food so long ago and who would just inhale everything like a vacuum. Um, Whatever was in front of me, I would just clear the plate, whatever it was. Now I see food as fuel, food as nutrition, food as a balanced mix of this powerful substance that makes my brain and body well, healthy, strong, and genius. That's my goal. So that's how I view food. And I view it on the flip side too. If I see something that looks good, but I know it's garbage nutritionally, nope. I think about how it's going to make me feel and I don't eat it. So, food is an easy way to apply this experience of micro moments of bliss and mindfulness to savor the sensory extravaganza of life. Now, it's really cool when you can take a moment that you thought would be um, uncomfortable and find the bliss in that. So it's been really cold where I live in Michigan, and there's tons of snow this week, and the temperatures have been in the teens and even single digits. I have to exercise. So I have been bundling up like nobody's business, multiple layers to the point that when I'm walking outside now, I'm sweating because I'm so bundled up and I'm not feeling the cold. But when I pull my mask down in the fresh air and sunshine, the coldness against my face, just for a moment, feels so refreshing. So refreshing. It's amazing. And so, um, you go outside, you're anticipating this awful feeling of the coldness, and then it's actually kind of pleasant and refreshing to have that burst of coolness on your cheeks. And then I pull my mask, my scarf back up, and I'm covered up because it's too cold. But also looking out and seeing the snow, and instead of saying, "Oh my gosh, I wish it was July already," I look out and I say, wow, it's so beautiful. It looks so pristine. And then when the sun is out, you can see it sort of sparkling on the snow. It sort of catches the light in these little colorful sparkles, and it's just beautiful. You don't actually have to be doing anything to have these micro moments of bliss in this sort of mindfulness. Simply taking a few minutes and sitting on the sofa and doing nothing will work wonders for your mind and body. I've been doing that lately. Just go step away, sit down, stare at a plant, look out the window, look at something pretty, and just give thanks, take some deep breaths, and literally just a few minutes that will rejuvenate the soul. So, I hope I've shared a few things that can help put some pop in your day because mindfulness is an amazing practice. Yesterday's over, an hour ago is over, 5 minutes ago is done. 5 minutes from now is a question mark. Tomorrow isn't promised. If we've learned anything during the pandemic, we've learned that um, nothing is certain. And the natural disasters we've witnessed recently over the past year, the fires out west, the hurricanes, and now the snow and blackouts in Texas, among other natural disasters we've witnessed, have shown that things can change in an instant. So staying in this moment of appreciation, of savoring everything around us, being grateful for the most taken for granted things, breathing, being warm, having food, having water, having a safe place to live. Just being grateful for those things will really shift your mind into a space of gratitude and peace. Staying in the moment is the key to joy. And then when you build a whole bunch of moments in a row where you're staying in that moment instead of projecting forward all this fear about what could happen or reflecting back and just rehashing all the negativity of what you left behind, that does no good. What if in this moment you just say, I'm here now and I'm savoring this moment. I'm doing the best that I possibly can where I am with what I have. And so I hope that I have inspired you tonight to savor the moment. Look for micro moments where you can practice mindfulness to savor the sensory extravaganza of life. I'd love for you to comment and tell me how you're doing that. It's really fun. You can make a game of it, and if you have kids, you can do it too. That would be awesome. Or if you're in a couple, you can each do a challenge of what'd you do today or what's your moment, or share a moment and talk about what it's like and feels like. How fun would that be? Those kind of games are really fun. All right, then. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I'm so grateful that you joined me tonight on Boss Up Goddess. Start living your effing potential. You can go to twosisterswriting.com/store and pre-order my book. That's the title, and my book will teach you all the things that I know on how to boss up and be the goddess that we as women are born to be by empowering ourselves in mind, body, and spirit. That's the mission of the book and the show, to provide my lessons as well as the knowledge of my amazing guests. So stay tuned because I have a whole lot more women coming on this show who are going to teach you some things that are just going to shift your mind and change your life. So I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell so you'll know every time I go live or upload a new video. Thank you for watching. I wish you wellness. I wish you joy. And please stop to enjoy some micro moments of bliss to savor the sensory extravaganza of life. And remember, boss up, goddess. You have the power. I'll see you next time.